Hello class, thank you for joining me in this quick presentation. As you already know, you will begin your earthworm dissection starting on Monday. This presentation has been designed to prepare you to begin your exploration of the anatomy of the common earthworm. You will work with your lab partners, and you will be expected to identify and describe the appearance of key anatomical structures. You will collaborate within your group to draw these structures and use these drawings to help you with the quiz at the end of the dissection. You may use your drawings for the quiz, but not for the practical. You will not be graded on your drawings, but remember that you will be expected to identify all covered areas. It will be easier for you to learn the parts of the earthworm when you draw what they actually look like in front of you. Sometimes diagrams in books look a little different from what you'll be looking at, so be as descriptive as possible. Be sure to add color and try to be as accurate as possible with regard to scaling and size. You will keep these drawings in your portfolios and use them to further study for the practical at the end of the course. I want you to feel comfortable with this assignment and come to class prepared to begin when you arrive. We will now take a look at the objectives, materials, and purpose of the dissection. Objectives. Describe the appearance of various organs found in the earthworm. Name the organs that make up various systems of the earthworm. Materials. Safety goggles, dissecting pins, gloves, forceps, lab apron, scissors, paper towel, scalpel, water, dissecting probe, preserved earthworm, hand lens, and dissection tray. Purpose. In this lab, you will dissect an earthworm in order to observe the external and internal structures of earthworm anatomy. Procedure. We will not be going over the procedure here. You will be provided with detailed instructions when you come to class. Please review the procedures posted on Edmodo. Familiarize yourselves with the steps so that you will be ready to start right away. Write down any questions that you have. You will have an opportunity to ask questions to clear up any ambiguities before we begin the dissection. The earthworm belongs to a group of animals called annelids, or segmented worms. The body of an annelid is usually divided internally and externally into well-defined segments which may be separated from each other by membranous partitions. Except for the tail and head regions, all segments are essentially like. Other members of this group include the clamworms and tubeworms, which live in the ocean, and the leeches. The earthworm hunts food at night and thus has been called a night crawler. It usually extends its body from the surface opening of a small tunnel which it makes by eating its way through the soil. The rear end of the worm's body remains near the opening while the head end forages for decaying leaves and animal debris. It has been estimated that an acre of good soil contains over 50,000 earthworms. By their continuous foraging and tunneling, these worms turn over 18 to 20 tons of soil per acre and bring over 1 inch of rich soil to the surface every 4 to 5 years. Thus, indirectly, the earthworm enriches farmland and provides for more food in a rapidly expanding population. We will now examine a diagram of the external anatomy of the head region or anterior end. Setae, stiff hair-like or bristle-like structures responsible for anchoring and burrowing through soil. Clitellum, involved in reproduction, creates a case or cocoon in which sperm and eggs are deposited. Cocoon slips off the anterior end of the worm and is deposited in the soil. Seminal receptacles, receive sperm during copulation. Oviduct, eggs pass through these pores to be laid inside the cocoon. Sperm duct, openings in which sperm can pass through.